Hello, happy 2026. Today's episode of the podcast is a replay of the vision casting workshop. In 2025, the podcast took a little bit of a back seat in my overall business structure. Maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't. And while I can't promise you in this moment the podcast is going to be 1,000,000% back to full force like it was when I launched it 2 years ago, I do have the intention of pumping a little bit more energy into it. So I share a lot, especially at the end of this video, about what's been taking place with me and Stylist Soul Tribe in 2025. So whether you are close in my world and you're part of Soul Tribe and we talk regularly, or you're a kind of long distance listener, this episode is a replay of a live workshop that I did. Will give a lot of clarity on where I'm at as a human, where my business Stylist Soul Tribe is at as a whole, and the direction that I'm heading into the future. Like I said, I'm going to try to prioritize this podcast a little bit more this year. I'm trying to delegate and systematize and hopefully get you guys some more consistent episodes. Right now, I have a few episodes queued up, recorded and ready to go, but it didn't feel right launching those before I put out this vision casting workshop replay, because I think that this should be the first episode that hits in 2026. If you were not part of vision casting workshop, this is our, I want to say, 7th annual workshop that we've done. This has become a touchstone for me and such an important event for me every single year. I'm going to go ahead and stop yapping and let you guys listen to the recording. I hope that you enjoy. There is a downloadable workbook that goes along with this. I will make sure I have it linked in the show notes. The next podcast episode that's going to launch is going to be Vision Casting Workshop Day 2, and then we will move back into regular scheduled programming in 2026 with interviews, maybe some more solo episodes. That is my intention, and I just want to thank those of you that have been hanging around for a long time listening to the podcast for your patience and understanding in 2025 when this took a little bit of a backseat. Love you all. Hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hello, friends. Welcome to Vision Casting Workshop. How's everybody doing? Shout out to Anna and Samantha being here as my co-hosts, helping me navigate the waiting room and warding off the robots that are trying to come in. Let me go live on Facebook. Live. It is very cold and very windy here in Illinois, and so Ryan is not working. So he's upstairs with the kids, and I'm like, I don't know if it's better that he's upstairs with them or if it's worse that he's home. He was upstairs like playing his guitar earlier, and I was like, you're gonna need to be quiet. I have a 2-hour workshop that I'm hosting, and I've got a lot of people coming in. Some people I know, some people I don't know. So I need you to not be loud up there. So that's how my day has started. I hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas. I love doing vision casting workshop in this week between Christmas and New Year's. Last year we did it in January, and I honestly think I like it a little bit better in this like weird week. The week between Christmas and New Year's feels like it's not real life. It feels like the perfect time, in my opinion, to vision cast. You can vision cast in January, you can vision cast in February, you can vision cast in the spring if you want. You can vision cast whenever you want, but I like to do it before January 1st hits. It just feels good to me. I kind of felt like I was like a little bit behind last year doing it into January, so I am grateful that we got blessed with a 5th Monday in December, and that's what made us be able to do it today. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Mila. Hello, Stacy. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Hello, everyone over on Facebook. I see we have 7 people on Facebook. I'm just going to acknowledge it real quick. If for some reason you guys have people in your soul tribe, they're confused, they're sending you a message, they're like, hey, I can't figure out how to get on. Right now, both of our SST mastermind group and our public group that we do these live events on have the same name. So can you guys all, especially Soul Tribe members, just like have my back and try to help people out if anybody is confused or lost on where to go. But hopefully we are all good. Anna posted plenty of posts in the mastermind Facebook group letting people know. So hopefully we are all good over here. And I am so excited to get started. So You guys can see my slides, right? I pulled all of this up like 30 minutes ago and made sure I had everything set up right so I could live stream onto Facebook and all the things. Hi, Megan. Good morning. All right. So welcome to the 2026 Vision Casting Workshop. The theme this year is Together We Rise. All the names that I see look familiar to me, but I know that there are some people registered for this that I do not know. So hello. If you do not know who I am, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad all of you are here. But those of you that are not familiar with me, hello, my name is Lisa Huff. I am the founder of Stylist Soul Tribe. My mission is to help you align your vision, habits, and energy to build a life and business beyond your wildest dreams. This is our 7th annual vision casting workshop. I would love for some OGs in the comments to share. I was going through my slides this morning, just taking like one more fresh look at them, and I was like, how many have we done now? And I want to say I think it's been 7, and I keep all of my vision boards. I have like a walk-in closet in my office, and I almost treat my vision boards as like wallpaper in there, and so I've been collecting vision boards in my closet. I have all of my vision boards on display in the closet right here, and I was like, I wonder how many I have in there. So I did pull them off the walls real quick, and I'm just going to very briefly show you. These are all the ones that we have made together live because it has become like a serious staple in all of our lives. So we have 2025. This is mine from last year. We've got 2024. We've got 2023. I know I've had a lot of Soul Tribe calls lately, and some of you have said, like, I didn't end up making one last year, or I remember writing the letter to myself. I would love to know in the comments how many of you did make one last year. That was 2022. No, that was 2023. All right, 21, 22, or 21, and then 19. So I have been making vision boards on Zoom with you guys for a long fucking time now, a very long time. Megan said the last 3 years. Let me see. Kimber said, mine is on my work locker. My whole team does this. I remember seeing it at the salon. Melanie said several years now. Melissa raised her hand, made one the last 3 years. It's been a few years since my last vision board. This is my 3rd year. Yeah. So this is I honestly think maybe 8th on my own, 7th with some version of Soul Tribe. Soul Tribe started in 2018, and I have up to 2020 right here, which is really special. It really makes me kind of emotional when I look at it and think of it and like see some of your names that are here with me right now. Anna, Lucia, people who have literally been going on almost a decade now, been doing this with me. So when I look at my vision boards, a lot of things have come to life. I mean, when I look at 2020, it's wild. There's like a sold sign on my old house in that one. And so many things have changed. There's a castle for Disney World, which we got to do a few years later. There's ideas that I had once that I've kind of grown out of and I haven't brought to life, but a lot of them I have. And it really does. It just has become such like a sentimental thing to me. Amy Lee said I've made one the last 5 years. I think I made one last year in my office and adjusted at the mid-year check. I haven't adjusted my 2025 vision board. While I feel like the energy, Samantha, I'm already starting to go on tangents. I'm one slide in. Samantha was like, I'm going to try to keep you on track when you start getting distracted by the chat. My 2025 board, it's so funny looking at it because I would say the vibe is accurate. Like the vibe and what I wanted to feel is accurate. But I have evolved so much. In 2025, I got connected with a new mentor in February. So when I made this in January, I didn't know any of the things that were going to come. And I'm going to talk about a lot of these today, but I had no idea 1 year ago what my 2025 would look like. I gained massive clarity in February and then worked really, really hard at that clarity and refining that clarity all throughout the year. So our agenda overview for the next 2 days is day 1 today. We are casting the vision. So we're going to do a little bit of intro. We're going to spend quite a bit of time on reflections. I think reflection is a very important part. We're going to do vision board preparation. We're going to do a VIP breathwork session with Mila, who's here with us today and tomorrow. So those of you on Facebook, if you want to upgrade to VIP so that you can be part of that, make sure you click the link pinned in the comments. You can upgrade to VIP. It's $26. Soul Tribe members, there's a code. I can't say it or everybody will know it, but if you look on your Google Calendar, if you look on your Facebook event, if you check your email, there is a code. Reach out to another Soul Tribe member, they'll tell you the code, because we are going to stop streaming on Facebook once Mila is doing her breathwork session. So if you guys want to join for VIP, and then we will come back onto Facebook. So we'll take a little like 15-20 minute break, do breathwork with Mila, and then we'll be back for the SST vision overview. Because again, my vision has evolved and expanded, and I have gotten so much clarity with it, and it's become bigger than what past Lisa ever could have imagined. I really wanted to like lay it all out visually and give it the time and energy to explain to all of you, start to finish, where the SST vision lies today and kind of what I'm looking forward to in 2026, because it really is for all of us. It's not just for me. My vision does affect everybody else in this room, and that's why I themed it this year Together We Rise, because that is where I'm at mentally, and I'm very, very excited to share that with you guys. So that's day one, that's today. Day two, we are building the blueprint. So we're going to look at 2026 at a glance, quarterly blueprints. We've never done this stuff before. Past vision casting workshops have been very morning routine focused, building vision boards. 12-week roadmaps has been a big part of my coaching strategy in 2025. And so I want to help you guys make that for yourself. I want to explain to you what that looks like. We'll talk about 6 systems for delegation and growth. We will deep dive into SST Marketplace and what that looks like moving into the new year. We'll do another VIP breathwork session with Mila, and then I will announce all the new tribe shakeups, board of support plan, and the schedule for 2026. So I'm very, very excited. I am very nervous to stick to 2 hours both days. I'm really not good mentally at knowing how to utilize time. In the beginning, I'm like, how on earth am I going to fill 2 hours? And then as soon as I start building this, I was like, oh shit, this could be like 6 hours. So I'm going to try really hard to stay on track. I'm going to try really hard to keep us at the 2 hour time frame. I'm going to apologize in advance if I go over that, but I'm going to try not to. And then we also, VIP perk is we have a Marco Polo group. Marco Polo will continue on for, I don't remember the exact timeline we discussed, but it's going to continue on for definitely a few weeks. I know Samantha and Melanie from the Board of Support have some ideas to kind of keep the conversation flowing over on Marco Polo, kind of a mix of sessions with Sam and moments with Mel to carry that through into the new year, which I am very, very, very excited about. So that's the agenda for the next 2 days. We'll be getting an invite to the Marco Polo group. Anna, if you could double check whatever we need to do for that. Anybody who's not in the Marco Polo group, say it in the chat, and Anna can right now. I will do that as soon as we wrap up today. We'll keep the conversation flowing. Anna and Samantha can be adding you guys to the Marco Polo group right now. I know an email went out. If you guys can't find it, Anna can put the link here in the chat or add you guys to it. So cool. That is the agenda. All right, Anna's going to put the link. We don't need to add everybody individually. There it is. Everybody join Marco Polo. I haven't even introed in it yet, but we will continue the conversation over in Marco Polo for weeks, maybe months post vision casting workshop. That's where we'll share our vision boards. And like I said, they're going to have some little sprinkles of inspiration to keep that conversation going over there as well. So I put together just some kind of like rules, I would say, just like my thoughts as someone who is kind of slightly an expert vision boarder at this point after showing you all of mine. I am a self-proclaimed manifesting machine. I called myself that the moment I read The Secret and realized if I call myself that, then I am that. And my life has proved nothing but that to be true ever since I started claiming that. So here is my take on vision boards and just kind of law of attraction as a whole. So I think vision boarding should be a multi-day process. So I'm going to give you guys all the tools, all the prompts, all the reflections, all the, kickoff starting points. I don't expect you guys to have vision boards made by tomorrow. 2 hours is not enough time. I want to give you all the thoughts to put into the vision board, but then it's going to be your job to actually print the papers. I have these right here. I like to use Pinterest. We have a web page that links to Amazon. I discovered these last year before last year's retreat. They are vision board books and they're just full of like gorgeous images. So you can kind of flip through that and see what feels relevant to you, cut that out, and it's like high quality images, not like printer paper images. But I am still going to be printing some because I like to make my vision board very specific, which is another thing down here. Take your time. This is the starting point of it, but it should take a few days for you to do this. Vision boarding is a long-term game. I feel like I've said this every year, but the more and more I do this, the more and more I realize, like, year 1 and 2, people used to get so tripped up if they looked at their vision board in December and they're like, oh my God, this thing didn't come true. You can put something on your vision board 1 year and maybe it won't come to life for 5 years. The reason I make another vision board every single year is because I like to check in and see what's still in alignment for me. Do I want to move things from 1 year to the next? And it's normal and okay for something that was on your vision board to take a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, depends on how big you dream. I would almost challenge you and say if every single thing on your vision board is actually coming true every single year, I don't think you're dreaming big enough, because I have things on my vision board that I'm not even close to being 50% there yet, and they've just stayed on my vision board year after year after year after year, and it just keeps kind of the goalpost keeps moving for me. That's what keeps me going. That's what gives me energy every single day. It's not like, oh, I'm about to get there and then what? No matter how fast and how far I'm running, the goal kind of continues to push, and that works really well for me. Marco Polo group is inside the chat. You guys scroll up a little bit and you'll find it. Thank you, Leisha, for doing that. Okay, so reflection is so important. So like I said, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on it today. Did everybody print out their workbooks? Does everybody have their workbooks or no? Amy Lee said, yep. I know Lauren was working on hers over the weekend. She tagged me in her Instagram story. So Lauren's like, I'm already done, which I love. I love how ready you are for that. I'm really excited to see what your vision board looks like this year, Lauren. So if you have not yet printed it out, go ahead and do that. You totally can pull it up on your computer and then just use a blank piece of paper and follow along. You don't have to print it out, but I do think you get the most out of it when you print it. And then I also always put them in my filing cabinet later, and I was just cleaning it out the other day and I stumbled upon one like years ago. It's just fun to get a peek at what my past brain was thinking every so often. And I'm so woo-woo and weird that I like think that finds me when it's supposed to find me. Reflection's so important. We're going to do a balance of both personal and professional. So I think that goes for everyone. I know some of you guys have an easier time dreaming personal. Some of you guys are totally setting professional goals and you don't have it's not easy for you to sprinkle in personal. So I really want this to be balanced. And the prompts, point to that. I couldn't find the workbook to print. Shoot, Danny. I was emailed a couple days ago. Balance both personal and professional. Be specific about what you want. So this is just kind of law of attraction in general. Those of you that aren't as familiar with what law of attraction is, it's important to be very, very, very specific about what you want, because you're almost like casting an order into the universe. So I believe that there is nothing off limits, and I think it's powerful to be super duper specific. But then what I personally do as well, and another kind of like rule or something you learn when you dig into law of attraction, is the power of detachment. So I would encourage you guys to get very, very crystal clear and very, very specific about what you want, but then energetically detach from it. Because when you aren't detached from things, there's this like energy, even if you're like, oh, I want this so bad, I'm focused on it, I'm looking at it every day, I want it, there's this energy of want. And then that continues to present itself. So I like to get super duper specific, and then I like to energetically detach from it. Like I place that order, it will come. And then a quote or a phrase that I always turn to is this or something better. So like I said, my 2025 board, it's funny to look at because a lot of the things that I was saying I wanted to happen this year, I quickly had like the aha moment of like, oh no, this is it. So it's always this or something better. I think that I just wanted to kind of sprinkle that in, as well as be super duper specific about what you want, but then detach and know that it is on its way and it's either going to be this or something better. Yeah, Lucia, you get it. Set the vibe when you're finally ready to assemble your board. So whether that's tonight, tomorrow night, maybe you're going to do it on New Year's Eve with your family, whenever you want to do it, really set the vibe and do it very intentional. You can pour a drink, you can play some music, you can burn some sage or some Palo Santos. The energy around you when you're assembling your board is very, very important, so be intentional. The energy in your space and in your body is an ingredient to the cake. So take that very serious, because something really powerful happens when you're cutting these pictures and you're gluing them on and you're putting it there. Don't do it scattered, don't do it stressed, don't do it half-assed, don't do it just to get it done. Really like get your nervous system, which Mila's going to help us with, get your nervous system where it needs to be and set the vibe and do it right. And if you have to put it off and do it a week later or something in order to have that, I would encourage you to do it, because the energy is very important of what you put into it. So I cannot see comments on Facebook. I don't know if comments are coming through on Facebook. If I'm missing anything major, Anna or Samantha, if you guys could send me a personal message, that would be helpful because I'll see that come through. Yes, Stephanie, there's always a replay, so it'll live on the Facebook group. I'm also recording this, so we'll send out replays. I'll probably turn it into a podcast episode and a YouTube video, honestly, just so that it's everywhere and it's easy to find. So yes, there will be replays. Use tools like Pinterest, our curated Amazon page, these books. I really like to type into Pinterest. I said this years ago, but it's still something that I stick with. Like when I wanted to go to Disney World, I put Disney World aesthetic. And I know that's like so like Skylar, my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, like she's all about things that are aesthetic, but there's something about it. It almost has like a dreamy vision haze to it where it's typically from like a first person looking at it, and I really like my pictures on my vision board to be like I'm standing there and I can see it from like a visualization standpoint. So that's just a little trick, is I like to type into Pinterest or Google or whatever this word that I want, aesthetic, and scroll through that and then find an image that speaks to me. That was a game changer for me. Create digital boards on Canva and use them as your phone or computer backgrounds. I just got a new iMac desktop and I'm so excited to get my vision board done so that I can use it as a backdrop on my computer, because I want my office to continue to look more and more aesthetic. So that is what I'm going to be doing as well. We do have a link to, I really love it so far, Kimber. It was kind of a blessing that I was echoing the other day because I was like, throw the computer away, get a new one. No, I got my MacBook, but I got an iMac as well. We have a link to a digital template for, yeah, I do deserve that after the New York fiasco. Thank you. I know. Don't even get me started. We have a template for a phone background. I also threw a template, Anna and Samantha, inside of our Notion page with all the links. It's very basic. I just took a bunch of frames on Canva and threw them all together. And one is computer desktop and one is phone background. So there is both of those. Anna just put the digital template in there. If you see mine, Anna, throw it in. If not, people know how to make it just in presenter view instead of digital mobile view. Okay, we're 20 minutes in. Let's keep moving. Okay, so we're going to start on reflection. Love having it on my phone wallpaper. Becky said we're going to start on reflection. So pull out your workbook. It's how many pages in? 1, 2, third page in, we have reflection. Before we cast a new vision, we look back on what brought us here, what worked, what stretched you, what surprised you, what are you ready to release. Move through these pages intentionally. Please don't rush reflection. Okay, so because today's agenda is a little bit smaller, we're going to spend some time doing this, but I don't think that all the time is going to be spent doing this. So those of you watching the replay, pause here, do it in full. Those of us that are here live, we're going to do it a little bit, but you probably should come back and finish these things as well. So the first thing I have is camera roll. I introduced this a few years ago. I was personally trying to build my own vision board, and I think it's very important to reflect. I think a lot of people, I've learned this as a coach, and I've coached hundreds of people now. I think a lot of people get too far away from it, too much time passes, and they'll just like, especially if they had a hard year, it seems like the hard typically shows itself the loudest and the biggest, and sometimes it's hard to remember everything that happened in a year. And I find that when I am in a moment where I'm like, oh, I want to remember this feels so good, this is the life I want to be living, I snap a photo. The simplest, silliest things, I snap a photo. That's what my Instagram story is all the time. Even just reading on my couch yesterday with the Christmas tree up and Ryan's playing his guitar, like that's the life I want to live. That makes me fucking happy. So I just snap moments when I'm in them. I think that going through your camera roll is really, really helpful in reminding you how much has been accomplished in the last year. So we are going to take a little bit of time. I encourage you to open up your camera roll on your phone, scroll all the way back to January 1 of 2025, and just start slowly scrolling through and taking note of like memorable, happy, good, hard, bad, all the like stamps in time where it was like, this is something that I need to reflect on in 2025 so that I can plan properly for 2026. So I have not done this much. I know, Mila, you're good at this. I'm going to play some music. Tell me if this is playing over the speaker, because I want us to take like maybe 5-ish minutes doing this, 5-10 minutes doing this, and I'm going to be doing it myself as well. So can you guys hear this, and is it loud? Is it good? Is it loud? Okay, it's loud. Let me switch song. Shout out to Kylie Saunders, who made our retreat playlist. This is just the hot seat playlist from Miami. I like it. How's that volume? Kimber said maybe I'm just deaf. Can you not hear it, Kimber? I just did it because we gifted digital frames for Christmas and it was great for fun. Okay, I'm gonna focus on writing mine, and you guys do that as well. If and when you have things that come up, feel free to type them in the chat too. Yes, Sarah, I can share the playlist. I'll do that right now. Think about the things I do when it's judgment out and I never knew. I've been running backwards directions, all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. I've been running backwards directions, all my hand except my confession. I took a lot of pictures in 2025. I just have to say that. Holy shit. I am really scrolling. Let me pull my hair back and put me on a better track. My lungs are full, a little burnt, but yours I know are much worse. Let me get my story straight. I'll find you. Kimber, that literally makes me want to cry. I want my prize, I guess I'll just take first place. I've been running backwards directions, all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. I've been running backwards directions, all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. It's true, I got a dirty mouth like you. Think about the things I do when it's judgment now and I never knew. I've been running backwards directions, all my hand except I just came to my part where Ryan fucking front tooth broke off. Do you guys remember that? Oh shit. That's funny. That's not a good reflection. Paris, Portville, Winter Park. Oh my gosh. Oh, I see Spud. Kimber, Stylist said this year is full of so much love. I saw the ocean on 4 different trips this year. My favorite place. I need a life. Mine are all hair photos. Oh, Michelle. Well, I will see you at X Club Retreat this year. I'm very excited about that. We will take lots of pictures together. You'll be in the lazy river with us. I hired my first employee January 2025, and now I'm about to bring on my 3rd exactly a year later, same start date. Lots of gym selfies. I put very consistent workout routine as well, Kimber. I'm proud of myself for that too. I taught my first technical in-person class at Grace's Salon. That's where I'm at right now, January 29th. Okay. I am going to pause there. I just did January, but I know I can spend a lot of time on this. So I am going to pause there, and I would definitely like for you guys to come back, fill this entire page, fill the back page if you need to, fill notebook pages, spend a lot of time and reflection. I think that's so, so, so important. We spend so much time just like chasing, running ahead. And I think it's really important to stop every once in a while and look back at where you have come from, because it's pretty darn good. And if you have, Kimber, you are fucking hot. Do not even, why would you ever write JK, JK, JK? Why would you ever write that? You know better than that. You are fucking hot. Yes, 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 you are. And I'm glad you feel that way when you look back on reflection. If you feel not so good looking back on reflection, that's okay. And that is what we want to take a moment and process. What doesn't feel good? Does that mean you're not doing other things, or you're just not capturing other things? Spend some time thinking about it. What does it look like for you? If you are a paper calendar kind of person, flip back to January 1st on your calendar. What lunch dates did you have? What did you do throughout the year? And if any of you, myself included, realize, I wish I saw a little bit more of this, note that, because that's something that we want to bring into 2026 and put on our vision board for the first year. 15 pics of Effie's forehead. That's so funny. You're right, I'm not freaking joking. Taught my first online class with SST. Yay. Such a good one. Still one of my favorites. That is going on my vision board this year, is I want to get a true color analysis done, because I've seen how hot it's made Kimber. I've seen everybody that loves it, and I'm ready to do that this year. Yes, I'm chronically behind the camera app, so literally keep a folder just for food photos. Hilarious. All right, so now after camera roll, we're going to move on to benchmarks, and this is going to require you to do a little bit of digging and do a little bit of math and a little bit of calculation. And again, we're going to spend 5-ish, 10 minutes. I'm going to put music on again. We're going to spend some time doing it. Those of you that are watching the replay, click pause here and do it all the way through. And then when you guys go back to finish this, wherever you left off, continue, do all of this in full. So the things we're looking at is revenue and income, your gross income, your net income. If you guys are working the next 3 days, I guess we can't count that quite yet. I guess I maybe have a couple renewals that will come out for these next few days, but I'm going to write everything that I have thus far, and then I'll just add a couple little things to it on January 1st to really wrap it up and tie it in a bow. Your average monthly revenue, so take all of that money and divide it up, figure out your average monthly revenue, your average revenue per client, your revenue per hour worked. If you guys track other KPIs too, now is the time to run all of your KPIs for the year. Time and capacity, I put average hours worked per week. Vacations or intentional time taken. Demand and clients, we have average new client requests per month. If that's not something that you know how to track, maybe that should be a goal in 2026. Let's find a way that we can track new guest requests. Because again, shout out to Michelle Jean. I just saw your comment on your roll call this morning. She's at 35 new guest requests this month and does not know what to do with herself. But again, that is a good problem to have. Client retention rate. Samantha does have a really good retention calculator sheet form, and we're going to try to get that to you guys in 2026. We talked about that a couple months ago, and we will try to, whether it's a master class or just something that gets uploaded into the portal. If you guys don't know how to do retention, holler at Samantha and she'll share that with you, and it will go to the portal soon. Growth and positioning, how many price increases did you earn? Shouldn't be more than 2, heads up if you're following my coaching. So 1 or 2 would be great, and if not, let's maybe hope and plan for that for this year. And then primary source of new clients, where did majority of your clients come from? Kristen said, I think my biggest thing is I brought in under 5K less than last year, but I spent 8 months home with my twins until they got to go into daycare. Now all 3 kids are home because my oldest got terminated, but that's okay. You are killing it. You have a good routine. And honestly, Kristen, you can't get back this time with your babies. So I think that I would have assumed that you would have been more than 5K down. So I think that is a huge win. And I think that is my guess is you're saving that just in daycare costs alone. So if you girl math that, you're definitely up. So that is amazing. You are killing it. I did this for Olivia and I. Okay, I'm going to turn on some music and we'll spend some time doing this. Sorry, I'm going to distract you guys in the comments. I did this for Olivia and I, and she hit over $107,000. Holy shit, Olivia. I did $92,000. Can I also say, Lauren, I kind of love that you're not the highest earner in your salon right now, given your goals and where you're at. That makes me very fucking happy. And I'm not even sad about my stylist kicking my butt. So freaking proud. Love, love, love. I love doing benchmarks and numbers. My personal benchmarks are always pretty good and track well, but then when I consider the salon, I don't have that info. Okay, Lucia, then can this be the year Lauren is definitely who I would, like, one of the first people that come into my mind. I don't know how she does it. It's clearly just how her brain works. She's got a spreadsheet for everything. She tracks everything. She knows how to do the math for everything. So lean in to people in Soul Tribe to figure out, starting January 1st, what are you tracking? How are you tracking it? And what does that need to look like each month when you sit down, each week when you sit down? I did my numbers before the call and I found out I increased my income by 30%. Sarah, this is so good. Can somebody, board of support, Anna, Samantha, somebody start screenshotting these humongous wins so I can spam them on my Instagram story after this, please? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna do some benchmarks and then I'll pop back in a few minutes. All right, I did what I could access right away. I'm gonna definitely come back and continue this myself. Amy Lee said, I finally hit over $100,000 this year, which is so exciting with how many years you've been in Soul Tribe, Amy. I am so happy to finally celebrate that with you. I hope you are going to do something big to celebrate that. Crystal said, I'm up 23% and $22,000 over last year. I hit 118K. My gross goal was 115K. That makes me literally so happy. I increased by 12%, but worked less days, so I gained time back too. That's huge. It's huge to increase by 12% and less days. So even if you were down a little bit and if that was your goal and that created the life that you wanted more, then that would make me happy too. I made $3,000 than last year, but then the $3,000 less than last year, but I worked 48 days left. How'd you do that, Afton? That's incredible. And you guys, if any of you are down, that is also okay too. Please don't get in your head. Do not get any type of way about this. Let's just plan. Let's plan and set the intention for the next year. Increased $24,000 over last year. Michelle, you blow me away. I have one work day left this year and I'm only $55 short of my yearly goal. So I'd say, Becky, you've hit it out of the fucking park. Grace said, all of 2025, I went to the gym 2 times a week unless we were traveling or the gym was closed. My body and mind feel it. That makes me so happy. Brittany said, I'm up 32% with adding employees, up 1.7% for myself personally. Brittany, can I just say, I remember this because I used you as a case study in an Instagram video. I think mid-year you were up 12%. So I don't know what the fuck happened from mid-year to now, but you really made up for that a lot because you were in your head about not being up so drastically. So that's huge. Megan said, I grew. You guys, this is fucking, these numbers are crazy. Is it just me or are these numbers much higher than we usually see at Vision Casting Workshop? Megan said, I grew $25,067 this year. Holy fuck. I need to keep better track of how many hours I work. I would encourage you, Grace, to go back through your schedule. Take the time to do it. I think it's important. Leisha said, I am one that is down. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. We need some people to start saying it. Thank you for being brave enough to say it. I am one that is down by 8,000 and did not take a lot of time off this year at all, but the energy that I have been putting into this year, I feel is going to pay off in 2026. Maddie said, I made the same amount this year while working 50% less behind the chair. I'm very curious to see what your year looks like next year, Maddie, after fully stepping away from behind the chair. Sarah said, Gloss Genius new AI can analyze if you use their software. Shout out to Gloss Genius. Salon growth was way more steady. I did take way more time off. 8 weeks total, Kimber. I was down the last like 2 or 3 years though, you guys. Like I truly have had a period of time where I was down for a little bit. I'm finally back up and I'm feeling good, and that's probably why I'm so fucking inspired. But it's really important to share it and just know that like growth is not linear and there needs to be some step backs. We always use the analogy of pulling the arrow back so that it can shoot forward. Kimber, I know because I stood in the room with your team, the work that you put in that doesn't have an instant ROI, that has a very long-term ROI, is where your mind has been. And little teaser that we might have some of that coming for Soul Tribe in 2026. So Shen Santo says, I'm up 20K this year with myself and my employees. Wanting more time wealth this year, Steph said. That's her intention for moving into 2026. Up like Carl, yes? I don't know what that is. I made more than I had thought that I would. The Disney movie, yeah, got it. Old Man Carl. Okay, I could cry. Yes, I know, Up, thank you. Sorry, it took me a second to catch that. Okay, now we're gonna move into lessons. So go to this page again, come back to reflection and camera roll, come back to benchmarks, because I know there's no way that you guys are done. Paloma said, I'm up 17% after being down at the, hang on, let me scroll up, at the 6-month point. 13K over from last year. What is right, Paloma? How the fuck did you do that? I don't mean to be a psycho, but I do think your shift in mindset probably helped a lot, because you are in a different place mentally than you were at the 6-month point. So I want to know how both you and Brittany did that. Megan said, I grew by 25,000 this year. Not take home, but still massive growth. Huge growth. I'm up 53%. Also, Megan, you opened a fucking salon. I'm up 53%. That took forever for me to calculate. Amazing. Melissa, 53%? How'd you do that? I know you did some price increases, but like, how the fuck did you do that? That's wild. These numbers are crazy. Moving on to lessons. So now we're gonna take some time. What worked, what felt aligned, supportive, or surprisingly effective this year. So take some time after a little bit of reflection, after looking at some numbers. I wanna know what worked. I wanna know what didn't work, what drained your energy, what created resistance, and what no longer fits. Boundaries and capacity. What did this year teach you about your limits, needs, or boundaries? Growth and stretch. Where did I grow, even if it was uncomfortable? If I could do it again, what would I approach differently with the information that I have now? Hindsight is 2020, so what would you do differently? Core lessons that I'm carrying forward. These become the guiding principles for the year ahead. So I'm gonna put the music back up. Melissa, that's really impressive if you did. Finally hit my big money goal, which was, as a whole for the salon, incredible. So let's spend some time on what worked, what didn't, boundaries and capacity, growth and stretch, if I could do it again, and core lessons that we're carrying forward. I'm gonna turn the music up and spend some time on that. If you guys want to share in the chat any of these lessons, feel free.
Wouldn't last. I know I should feel safe, but I do. Hearing you don't care, I'm out of view.
Drugs be louder, and the walls seem colder, singing the same old tune, and the times get harder, world's weight upon us, but it don't mean nothing, cause we're leaving we cruise, baby. Just you and me. And so we cruise, baby. So let me see.
I should have done it ahead of time, but I'm gonna do it after the fact. Okay. Ooh, Grace. If I have to rush, the answer is no. I really like that. That was one of the lessons Grace learned. Lauren loves that too. What didn't work for me was taking great ideas that wasn't in alignment. I realigned with my North Star at the retreat, and my business direction feels lighter and a lot more exciting. It felt draining for a while, and I'm so glad to have that fire about it again. I very much relate to that, Anna, and that makes me so incredibly happy to hear. That was a really cool moment at the retreat. We got real hopped up when the hawk flew by right on time. Okay, Lauren said, I learned that I was operating as the old Lauren with her expectations. And her expectations didn't meet where current Lauren is, both professionally and personally. I learned that being self-aware and saying no earlier is what's going to create the best boundaries for me, and that I can receive without feeling guilty. This year, I feel like this year has stretched me in many ways, but gave me great lessons to take into next year. I spent too much energy worrying about / trying to manage other people's emotions, Jessica Funk said. Like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so you guys can come back to this if you're not done. We're going to move on next, and I'm going to make it real quick and then look at the time while I'm doing it rather than filling it out myself. Areas for expansion. So health, we have personal and professional. We do have a lot of pages here, so I'm going to read through these. We probably won't spend time filling these out, but I want to give my context to what I think about all of these. So personal growth, we have health. How can you better support your physical, mental, and emotional well-being through intentional habits and self-care? So spend some time thinking about that. Personal relationships, where could you deepen connection, communication, or presence with the people closest to you? Family, what would it look like to create more intentional moments, traditions, or quality time? Self-care, how can self-care become more consistent and non-negotiable in your life? Fun and adventure, where could you invite more joy, spontaneity, or play? Travel, are there places that you feel called to explore, return to, or dream about? So now we're moving into the things that are going to go on the vision board. So spend some time, I don't think we're going to take the time to do it here, but spend some time with personal. Moving into professional, the sections that we have is wealth and income. How can you align your actions, mindset, and structure to support greater financial abundance? What are your goals for next year? Schedule. What shifts would allow your schedule to better reflect your priorities, energy, and values? Clientele and specialty. How can you move closer to work that lights you up and clients who feel aligned? Professional relationships. Who challenges you, supports you, or opens doors to new opportunities? I hope Soul Tribe falls in that. Business ideas. What ideas or projects are asking for more attention or exploration? Knowledge and education. How will you continue learning, growing, and expanding your skill set? Impact. How do you want to positively influence your community, industry, or the world? And philanthropy. How might you give back in ways that feel meaningful, aligned, and sustainable? So I feel like areas for expansion, and in the past I've called them areas for improvement, is just kind of covering all the bases of what to me feels like a healthy, wealthy, abundant life. So I think these are really good prompts to get you started. But again, as you're going through these, if anything new comes to you, feel free to add that in as well. Next page is Big Magic, and I was unsure if I should put this in here or not because I don't want to pressure anyone to have Big Magic that hasn't come to them. So if Big Magic has found you this year, or if Big Magic has quietly been in the background this year, here is a place to put it. If nothing is coming up, that is completely and totally okay, but I wanted to put it there. I've already listed SST as something that worked, felt supported, and aligned. That makes me really happy. Alicia said, I love that you changed the word to expansion instead of improvement. I'm glad you like that. So Big Magic, when you get quiet, what thoughts or ideas surface? And those of you that don't know what Big Magic is, it's a big part of my coaching. It's a big part of my creative process. It's a book by Elizabeth Gilbert, and she talks about how ideas are energy and they float around and they look for a host, and their goal is for a host to bring them to life. And if the host doesn't bring the ideas to life, the idea leaves the host and it moves on to someone else so that it can be brought to life. Stylist Soul Tribe is a big magic idea of mine. The Traveling Hairstylist is a big magic idea of Leisha's that was discovered many, many vision casting workshops ago. Translating the Label is a big magic idea of Anna's. The Marketplace, Board of Support, all of that are big magic ideas of mine within this last year. Is there an idea that is just kind of quietly in the background that you don't really talk about, you don't really say out loud? Again, it's okay if there's not, don't push it. It's okay if there is not. But these are the questions to kind of uncover if that's there for you. What keeps coming back even if you try to ignore it? What excites you and scares you in equal measure? What would you explore if there was no pressure to act on it yet? What feels expansive even if it doesn't make sense right now? One of the most annoying things about big magic is when you know it's coming but it hasn't hit you yet. If this is you, hang in. That's why white space comes before big magic. I would say if you want to tap in and find big magic, white space is the answer. It is not learning more. It's not copycatting. It's not trying to find inspiration. It's getting quiet and going within and letting it come. That's my truth. Should the book club, should that be the book to reignite the SST book club group? I'm down with that. Samantha, you know what I picked up from Barnes & Noble yesterday with my gift cards? That one that I put on my Instagram story, but also, what is it, The Power of Awe or whatever? I know you talked about it in a masterclass, so I'm going to be reading that soon too. I'm hoping big magic hits me this year. I'm in cruise mode. But you don't need to hope for it. I mean, if it comes, then that's great. If it doesn't, you enjoy. Lauren, I don't know if Annette's here live or not. Do I see your name? She's another one that she's always like, oh, what is it? She wants simplicity, and that's okay for that to be your truth. Just because I'm a big magic psychopath doesn't mean everybody needs to be. Power of Awe is transformational. I'm really excited to read it. So yes, don't push it. Don't push it. It will find you if it's meant to find you, and if it's not, fucking enjoy. Because another thing is, big magic is really hard fucking work. Leisha knows. She's in it right now. She's down this year. She can't stop. She's made it this far. Like, don't make it happen if it doesn't need to happen, but you'll know if it is. Kimber said, I think I'm a consistent medium magic type. You know, Kimber, I would say my ideas now feel like that as well, because I've built something that's the foundation. And so big magic kind of feels like a totally new pivot. But I agree. My big magic in 2025 has been evolutions of my existing big magic, which for you is tone. For me, it's Soul Tribe. And I think that's very normal once you build something of pretty large substance. So I understand that feeling. Michelle said, I have something that keeps popping up. Big magic is amazing, but yes, exhausting. Laurel's a good example of how big magic came to her and didn't give her a choice this year. She said it. It was in her head. She didn't realize it was. We were on a Soul Tribe call and everybody was bitching about social media. Laurel writes in the chat, I can do all your social media for you. And I go to her and I'm like, okay, let's do that. And now she's like, holy fuck, what did I start? But it's going so well and it's having a really positive impact on everybody. So I'm going to have you do big magic and areas for expansion on your own time. And I'm also going to do it on my own time. These next ones are where we start to get very future casty. Even the areas for expansion, it kind of feels like it's rooted in your existing truth. Bucket list. Next one is bucket list items. So this is where you don't need to get caught up of like, oh my God, there's no way I can do all of this in 1 year. If there's something on your heart, if there's any bucket list things, put it on the vision board because random crazy things can happen. Lisa Atkins is who pops into my mind every time I think of that. She put something on her vision board and it just fell right into her lap, and that happens to a lot of you. So don't think too hard on these next few things that we're doing. Just throw them on and just know it doesn't have to happen by this year, but there's something powerful in cutting that little square out, putting the glue in, having the intention, and if it's something that you want, place that order and just see if it ends up coming. So travel destinations, lifestyle upgrades, financial milestones, family and relationship experiences, personal or spiritual growth moments, career or creative achievements, adventures, hobbies, fun, rest, freedom, spaciousness. Just start bucket listing anything and everything that you want to throw in without being too attached to it. Because yeah, there's 30 pages. We have a lot of pages left still. Holy shit, she said. Yeah, you definitely only got part of it. So definitely pull up the digital version and start just filling it out on a regular piece of paper. Okay, Bucket list items. Anyone want to start throwing some bucket list in? That makes me think of Melanie, who put Paris on hers 2 years ago, and now she's going back for her second trip in a row. Stephanie said girls trip to Salem, Massachusetts. Amazing. I'm taking a girls trip in September to Salt Lake City, Utah with the Fab Five. So I'm definitely going to put that in there. Mexico. I would like to go to Mexico this year too. Danny wants a remodeled kitchen. Love that, Danny. I want to do some house remodeling. We plan to go to Salem in 2020, but obviously it didn't happen. We want to do it this year. I want to do Round Top with my mom. Let's go, Lisa. We should. We've been looking at, which also Lisa Atkins, we need to talk about this. I think we're going to try to go to X Carrot, that like all-inclusive resort. We're going to do that instead because Skylar's didn't work. We might try to do that next month. It may happen, it may not, but we might last minute book it and go. Because what I'm doing this year is breaking the curse that I have, and I have a call set with Kristen Sozman to do just that, because that's not going to happen to me anymore. I'm taking my girls to Orlando for the hair show, which is happening. New home in 2026. That makes me excited, Stephanie. I put big trip on my list for this year, and we just booked a plane ticket to go to France for the Tour de France, Sarah. That is incredible. Costa Rica, and remodel both bathrooms. Hell yeah, Megan. I want to be debt-free other than my house. Fuck yeah, Grace. Ryan and I did a lot of that this year, and we will have our truck paid off probably within the next few months, and we will officially be able to say we are 1 billion% debt free, other than our house, which feels really fucking good. Vehicles and everything. Kimber Chapman said you will. Mexico for our 10-year anniversary. We want to bring the kids and show them, plus X Club, Disneyland, Arizona, and lots of camping. I'm so excited to see all of you in May. I also want to do adult Disney with Mateo and Disney. What is Samantha saying to me? Karen said I want a home gym on Facebook. I thought Samantha was like, you need to hurry up. But she's just telling me what's happening on Facebook. I want to do adult Disney with Mateo in Disney World and Disneyland with my girls at the holidays. I love that. So Bad Laurel said, love that resort. The 10 of you that are coming to the Soul Tribe retreat in April, I don't know if you saw my latest email, but that resort is fucking incredible. I'm so excited to spend 4 days at the Scott. It's going to be amazing. New paint, new floors in the house, new paint and decor and salon. Going to Japan for my 40th birthday. Incredible, Brittany. The Tone Six Figure Club is going to Spain in October. Kimber, incredible. I can give you a great eating place close to X Carrot. Okay, please tell me. Let's pop off on that. Okay, I think I need to stop reading every single one. And finally, plan a trip to Ireland/Scotland. Love, love, love. Okay. Love the bucket list items. Thank you for sharing. Now we're going to move into, and again, this is another one that I almost didn't put in because it just feels kind of cheesy and stupid. This isn't something that hugely comes up for me, but I love, 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 and I already saw it. What did Grace say? If I have to rush, then it's not for me or something like that. I want us to take some time to throw in some quotes, some mantras, and some words that feel really in alignment, affirmations that feel really in alignment this year. So what quotes, affirmations, mantras, or reminders do you want to add to your vision board? And then what is your word of the year? So I know some of you have already decided that. I don't know what my word of the year is yet. I need to spend some time thinking about that. But if you know what it is, I would love for you to put it in the chat. Paloma's is grow. Consistency, discipline, connection, and strength. So tomorrow, Lauren, we are taking the 4 quarters of the year. We're building a blueprint. So I almost see that being one each quarter. Honesty without compassion is just cruelty. I love that. I love that, Stephanie. I'm leaning towards align. Kimber said refinement. Restore/restoration came up for me in 2026. I think mine is Together We Rise. I think it is 3 words. I think it's the name of this. I think that's where my vision is. Something along the lines of freedom, but it's not the right word. Got to go to some dictionary.com. Wordhippo.com is better than dictionary.com. Go to wordhippo.com. If you guys have never used Wordhippo, it's like the best thesaurus website ever. I want to live, not live to work. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, work to live. I work to live, not live to work. I'm a type 8, so honestly, without compassion is just something that you need to hear sometimes. True. Very, very, very true. I'm a 7 wing 8, and I feel you. Align in systems. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be me. That makes me happy. So you guys are so good with all your cute little quotes and shit. One quote that goes on my board year after year after year, and I say it all the time, and it just got brought up in a call that I was on, is expect nothing, appreciate everything. I'm someone that struggles with expectations sometimes, and that's like a mantra that constantly rings true to me. Grateful AF always lives on my board because I think gratitude is a superpower. Something Phoenix vibes rising from the ashes. I love it. Hawk energy. Yes. Definitely a picture of the hawk and a picture of the phoenix should go on your guys' boards. Amazing. Okay, that's quotes and affirmations. Then we're gonna crank it up a notch. I want you to name 3 goals, ideas, or dreams that feel so bold, so expansive, or so far outside of your comfort zone that part of you is almost certain that they will not happen in the next year. And that's exactly why they belong here. Sometimes we play too small without realizing it. This exercise is here to interrupt that pattern and invite you into bigger thinking. So I have in the past done 10 possible failures. I think that's maybe overkill. You can do 3, you can do 4. I'm going to encourage you guys to do at least 3 possible failures, and I would love to hear at least 1 in the chat from you guys. And the reason for this is when you call it a failure in your head, you're like, oh, well, I'll put it. It's okay if it doesn't happen. And that's like the level of big playing I want us to be doing. So that's why this continues to come back year after year. So I'm going to turn the music up and we're going to spend some time on this because I think we're doing a little good on time now. Chris's word is intentional. Megan, I love that. Lauren said I want a salon full of commissioned stylists and to hit 500,000. That's the only thing I can think of. That's what hits my head time and time again. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Kimber said if I don't refine, I will continue to let bullshit hit me in the face at the worst times. I won't be able to step back from behind the chair and I won't become $1 million revenue salon that has at least 10% profit even without me in it. Now, networking with cosmetic chemists in both public figures and everyday chemists. I love it. Hell yeah, Mila. Mila said do my first solo 3-day in-person retreat with 25 attendees. I love it. Sarah, I love this. This has come up for you for a while now, and I hope 2026 is when it happens. I will buy a space to build a boutique salon suites by the end of the year. Fuck yes. Okay. Increase our income. Let me turn on this volume. Increase our income enough to be able to qualify to buy a home in the area that we want. Yes, 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 yes. Our annual income enough. I love that, Paloma. Love, 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 love. Okay. To be listed in top women's entrepreneur under 40 in Forbes. Alicia, I cannot wait to frame that for you. That is incredible. Hell yes, hell yes. This is what I had, and this is also where the workbook cuts off. So we are going to move into a VIP breathwork session with Mila. I'm going to stop our streaming over into Facebook. Well, like you guys all, I have been cooking up some serious big magic as well. And I've realized I will repeat myself to people and I'll say like, I think I told you this, or I think this has been announced. And I just realized I've done literally, you guys, so much growth as a coach this last year. Like, I don't know how to word that and like make it make sense. I know for you guys, like I the way I've shown up in Mastermind has been very similar to how I've been showing up for years. But there's been so much cooking behind the scenes. Mila knows, Brittany knows. There's definitely quite a few people in this room who have been part of those outside things. But I've been doing a lot more than just Mastermind this last year. And it feels really good. Like I finally feel really in alignment with I've always been a really big vision thinker. I've always been able to see 3,000 steps ahead. I've always had a vision that's been so big. And the last 2, 3 years, it's kind of like I saw Soul Tribe get to the point that it was at, and then I was like, now what? Like I'm so used to like striving and more and more and more impact and more growth and more everything. And I think it didn't come at the time. Like it ended up coming at the time that it was supposed to, because I think I needed to coach you all deeply for many years and learn what I think as a coach and learn what I stand for as a coach and become a better coach. And within this last year, I've just learned so much, and I find myself mentioning these little things, and people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, the 35 of you that are here live, I'm very grateful and excited to give you guys an inside look. I feel like a lot of you may know some of this because you are here live, so you guys pay attention to a lot of the things that I say regularly. But I also want this replay to live on Facebook. I want to be able to share it with the rest of the Soul Tribe community so that my vision and my direction and my evolution for Stylist Soul Tribe can all live in one place, and you can kind of see it all together. So let me share my screen again and go back to my slides. Continue. You guys can see that, yeah? You can see my screen share again. Still says breathwork session with Mila. Okay, let me get my chat and attendees up here as well, just because it makes me feel like I have my bearings when I can see everything. Lauren, you said you can't see? You can't see my screen share? Why can Lauren not see it? Are you on your phone, Lauren? I can't see you because now I'm screen sharing again, so I can't see you. What the heck? I don't see why Lauren would not be able to see, but everybody else can. That's very odd. Can I get some feedback from everyone else in the chat? Like when I switch to this next one, you guys can see the ecosystem. Okay, so here's a busy, busy, busy slide, but here's what's been happening inside of my brain. But we're gonna share. So here's what's been going on in my brain, and this is my best way to visually lay it out. I have started to refer to Stylist Soul Tribe as an ecosystem. When Stylist Soul Tribe started, it was a mastermind, and then shortly after, it became a mastermind that had retreats. And then a year or so later, the Cycle of Success was born, and this is kind of my core coaching principles. Throughout all this time, the toolbox has had things added to it, and there's been new things and new features to Soul Tribe. A couple years ago, we added an intensives. I would say that was a big magic idea of mine, and we've been running those for a couple of years now. The big things that have been added this year is Jumpstart, my true funnel and where people find me, the offer of community, and the engine is what I'm calling it of Stylist Soul Tribe. So what used to be me, Lisa Huff, coaching all my people that I became friends with on the internet, I'm seeing a much bigger vision now, and it feels really, really good for me. So top to bottom, here is where Soul Tribe stands today. The top of my funnel, people find me through social media, the podcast, workshops like we're at here today. Shout out to any newbies that are here. Hello, it's so good to see you. Another big win of mine this last year, and you maybe have seen me post about it. I've been a little bit quiet. I don't think I see any solo people here, even though we had some of them register, is I got a pretty cool brand deal with a 6 location Sola franchise owner. So they own 6 locations in the Bay Area, and they reached out to me, and I think it was March, and said we would like to provide coaching and support to our tenants. So is that something that you can help us with? And turns out my mentor and I had just built Jumpstart, and I was like, hell yes, I can send these people through it. So we've had 30 Sola people come through within this last year, and then obviously referrals. And I threw that in because, like, I want to share with you guys, I see Soul Tribe evolving and expanding and us rising together. If you have people that you know and love that you think would be a good part of this world and this ecosystem, I would really, really, really love for you to send them my way. So the way people move through that is ideally they join Jumpstart in the beginning. Like I said, Brittany is somebody who has gone through Jumpstart. Milo went through Jumpstart this last year. I can't see all of the people here, so I can't list them all, but I have slides all about them. So you come into Jumpstart. After Jumpstart, you hopefully move into Mastermind. from Mastermind. If you need more support, you can join an intensive, you can attend retreats, you can downgrade to community, which I'll talk about. This is a new offer. And then, like I said, we have our toolbox with creative initiatives, hot seats, Marco Polo support, masterclasses, Monday magic, roundtables, KPI tracking, all the things that we have here. And then we have the engine. And like I said, this is a new big magic idea of mine, and that's board of support. So it's not just me keeping this running, it's more than just me. So again, together we are all rising. So I have slides to break down each of these so you guys can just understand, because I know that this is a little messy and a lot, but again, this is a peek into my brain. So Jumpstart, like I said, launched in February of this year. I have had over 40 people go through Jumpstart. So when I ran those numbers, I was like, damn, we've had a lot of people run through Jumpstart in the last year. And I have learned so much. I've learned so much as a coach. It's been really nice for me to get away from just coaching the exact same super advanced people saying the same thing, you know, kind of got so close to your guys' businesses as well. Getting these solo people coming through, getting this new fresh blood in, it's made me realize like what I really value as a coach, what I really stand for, what I agree with, what I don't agree with. It's really taught me so much. And just like going back to the basics and what really works. And again, I just feel like I've become better because of it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I started doing discovery calls for the first time ever. This was something I was very nervous to do in the beginning. This is something that my mentor really encouraged me to do. And this is how I sell Jumpstart. And in the beginning, it was very scary and very uncomfortable. I've helped a lot of you in Marketplace now understand how discovery calls work and how to craft an offer for somebody and sell to them on a live call and make sure it's an aligned relationship and what makes sense for everybody. Inside of Jumpstart, I give people a custom 12-week roadmap. So it's for them. It's a roadmap for them. Janet experienced this, Mila experienced, everybody experienced this. It's where I really just look at where you are, where you want to go, what's holding you back that we need to kind of address. And I give you a step-by-step roadmap. Okay, for 12 weeks, you're going to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And it's working really well. People are seeing really good results. It sounds so simple, but it's a form of coaching that I've become obsessed with. Inside Jumpstart, I also have everybody fill out a form before the call starts, just to understand what's going on with them that week, what kind of wins did they have, what are they stuck on, what do they need support on, similar to how we do Monday Magic. This is something that I'm going to bring into Mastermind because it works so well. I know for years now I've run Mastermind calls as here's roll call, this person, what was your homework, this person. The pre-call forms make the hour that we have together so much more valuable, and I've learned that through Jumpstart. So that's something that I'm bringing in to Mastermind starting in the new year. Like I said, it's a 12-week container. It's a kickoff one-on-one session. So the first call is one-on-one with me. I go over the roadmap with the person. And then after that, it's group calls. And like I said, I have 23 people in it right now in 3 different groups. So if you guys know of anybody, Jumpstart is for people that are new to Soul Tribe. They get major action, major accountability, major support from me. And then my hope is from there, they have a lot of traction, they have a lot of momentum, and they can move into Mastermind. So if you guys know of anybody that really would like to become part of this ecosystem, please send them my way. If you guys are watching on Facebook and you're interested in a Jumpstart coaching program, please reach out to me. We can schedule a discovery call. And just for reference, I'm going to share the price point for this is $2,222 paid in full or 3 monthly payments of $888. So that's what's been happening behind the scenes. I've been very, very busy coaching a lot of people this last year and learning so much. And with that, I want to take everything I learned and bring it into Mastermind because you guys are my baby, my OGs, my BFFs, my people. So moving into 2026, there is going to be a lot more support from BOS, the Board of Support. I beta tested that, and I have a whole slide for it as well. I beta tested that in 2025, and it was something I was nervous about. I wanted to move slowly. I announced this last November. I was nervous to bring BOS in and to have somebody in a coaching or facilitating role. And so I did it slowly, and I sent out a lot of surveys, and I got a lot of data and a lot of research. And majority of you, not all of you, I will say that out loud. And I know you and I love you and I care about how you guys feel about this evolution, but The vast majority of people are really, really loving BOS. So there is going to be more BOS in 2026 for Mastermind. Like I said, we are taking those pre-call forms and we are doing those before all of our monthly calls. So every single tribe, 1 through 20, you will have a form emailed to you the day before your monthly call. I want you to fill out that form. And whether I am leading your call or BOS is leading your call, we will use that form to facilitate the calls. Like I said, tribe shakeups are happening. Thank you so much. Almost all of you filled out the tribe review form. I know I've been saying a lot of things, so thank you so much for filling out that form. I know it was emotional for some of you. It's exciting for some of you. I hope at the very least that you can just trust that you guys, this is seriously my baby, and I will do nothing in my power and in my intentions to ever hurt or harm or rock my baby. I really think these tribe shakeups are exactly what everyone needs. I do think they are for the greater good of Soul Tribe as a whole and for all of you independently. And I want to say thank you to Anna and Samantha and Carissa who helped me with tribe shakeups, because I know I've referred to it in the past as a jigsaw puzzle, but it really is a jigsaw puzzle. And it's been really nice in 2025 having BOS see what my brain is juggling all the time and what I'm trying to make happen. And they were really helpful with helping me form those tribe shakeups. So those will be announced tomorrow, not today. Tribe shakeups will be announced tomorrow. The new pricing for new people joining is $199 a month, $597 a quarter, or $21.95 a year. Those of you that have been in Soul Tribe, which I think is the 35 of you in the room, I don't think we have any new faces right now. I mentioned the price increase back in November. You guys have gotten emails for that. That price legacy locked in rate is going up to $119, $339, or $11.99 if you're monthly, quarterly, or annually, and that goes into effect on January 1st. So I wanted to fully clarify what Mastermind is and what it looks like. Community is a new offer that honestly, I guess it's been this quiet thing that's been happening for a while. Jess Hanley is the first person who asked me. She was like, honestly, Lisa, I don't need a monthly call. I don't need coaching that much, but I do want the community. I want to come to the retreat. I want to be part of Marketplace. I still want to be part of this bigger thing. Do I need to have a group? And back then I was like, I guess not. I mean, it's going to be the same price, but if you want to do that, you can. And we've had a few other people say that as well. They'll go to leave Soul Tribe and they'll just say, I just have too much on my plate. I feel like I'm letting you down when I don't show up to the calls. I feel like I'm letting my tribe down. So community is staying the old Soul Tribe price. So some people who have been very inactive and not coming to their monthly calls, I have just placed you in community. If at any point for financial reasons or time reasons, you want to stay in the ecosystem as a whole, but you don't need a tribe, you can bump down to community. It still gives you access to Monday Magics, masterclasses, Marco Polo, ability to apply for intensives, retreats, etc. Minus your tribe, your group that meets monthly, your Marco Polo group that meets, and the monthly calls that you have from that. So that's community. Other than community, once you're in Mastermind, another route you can go is intensives. So I think I launched intensives. Leisha, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 2 years ago. So we did a full round of intensives this last year, and I think we did a full round in 2024. I think that's when they started. So I'm taking what the intensives were and I'm making them even better with what I've learned from Jumpstart. So the last round of intensive was the fall round, and I did it very similar to how I've been running Jumpstart. Because like I said, I started Jumpstart back in February. So there are pre-call forms, which again helps the calls go so much better. We have people who were in this last round of intensives that did previous ones, and they were like, yes, I really like the format that we have this. We get so much more out of calls. It's so much more productive. You get a 12-week roadmap in intensive. So same thing. If you want me to build you a roadmap, step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12 weeks. That comes inside of intensives. This is now an evergreen offer, so you can join intensives at any time. It will be just 12 weeks for you. We meet twice a month still, first and third Friday of the month for 2 hours. So intensives are longer meetings than Jumpstart. They're 2 hours. And like I said, it's a 12-week container. So this is for existing members that want to buckle down and focus on a 3-month sprint with high touch support. And I am leading all the intensives. Like I said, board of support is going to be more active in Mastermind. So if you are really wanting close coaching with me, that's the best way to do it. Price, thank you so much for asking, Megan. We're going to start it off at $777 for the 12 weeks. If you want a payment plan, message me. We can talk about that. Price for intensive is going to start at $777. As Soul Tribe continues to grow and evolve, that price may go up, it may change, but for now, that's what we're going at it with. This last round of intensive was 700, and I'm just sticking with the angel number, so it is 777 moving into 2026. We're going to talk a lot about the roadmaps tomorrow. We're building the blueprint and creating the 12-week roadmaps, and I will explain to you guys tomorrow that if you want to be part of the intensive starting in January, how you can apply and how you can do that. So thank you so much for asking for the price on that, Megan. Retreats is our once per year in-person experience where we focus on hot seats, resetting, recharging, and community connections. Like I said, in April of 2026, 10 of us are going, I guess 12 of us, including me and Kristen, are going to be staying at the Scott in Scottsdale, Arizona. I am so fucking excited. And I don't know when 2027 details will come, but I know this last retreat was planned 6 months in advance, and some of you said you'd like more notice. So my hope is for 2027 to give you guys about a year in advance. So there's from our Chicago retreat. So yeah, we're doing Scottsdale in Arizona. I don't know where we're going in 2027. I would love to get some ideas from you guys. I started brainstorming some ideas that I had. I was like looking at a map in general and all the places that we've been and trying to spread it out. But I needed to plug in because retreat is obviously very much part of the ecosystem as well. San Francisco, Mila says maybe. Hopefully 2027 will be my year. I hope so, Megan. Grace says I vote beach. We did just do beach. I guess it will be 3 years. SST cruise. I never thought of that, Stephanie. Okay, we'll have to get a post going in the group and get some ideas. Board of support. Like I said, I also beta tested board of support in 2025. I am doubling down on board of support in 2026 because majority of you, not all of you, but majority of you do love having board of support in your groups and like having a different perspective outside of me. And you like that true mastermind format of fresh perspective and all of those things. So we are doubling down on board of support in 2026. And also, you guys, it gives me time to lead intensives and jump starts and all the other things that I'm trying to do and grow. So Larry was a huge part of board of support becoming a reality. It was something that I was it was one of those like quiet big magic ideas that I didn't quite have clarity on yet. And Larry reached out to me and was like, hey, like, I want to help you grow this. I'm on, local boards near me. What could we do? And I'm like, I've been thinking of something like this. Thank you for being the push. Like, let's do it. And she was a huge part of helping it come to life. So was Carissa and Samantha. So shout out to you guys. And then in mid-year, we brought in Jen Santos and Melanie to be part of BOS as well. And I feel like even just the second half of the year, the feedback about board of support, you guys finally like understand what's going on. It's not so confusing. It's not like, what the hell is this? People are really enjoying it. So Larry, because she's a busy woman, is stepping down from board of support. So I wanted to take a second to thank her because I really don't think board of support would have came to life if she didn't reach out to me and didn't help me build it in the beginning. Samantha, Carissa, Melanie, and Jen are sticking around for all of 2026, and we are welcoming Kimber Chapman in on the board of support. She was very much highly nominated from Soul Tribe. When you guys fill out your forms and it says, who do you think would be a good member of board of support and why? Kimber got lots of requests, as did a lot of other people. Inside of board of support, we have creative initiatives. So me and Kimber are already brewing about what that's going to look like for her. In the past, obviously, Larry did her big like budgeting thing. Melanie did moments with Mel. Samantha did sessions with Samantha. Jen did her stylist to CEO. Carissa did her habits in the beginning of the year. So like I said, Melanie and Samantha are going to take over the Marco Polo from Vision Casting Workshop, and they're going to keep us busy for the first like 2 months of the year. And then moving into 2026, Kimber is going to have a pretty good creative initiative. I think about systems, SOPs, structure. That's kind of what she's really known for and really good at. And my vision for board of support is a leadership path possibility for those that are wanting to get back. So I would still, again, love for almost every single one of you, if you want to be on board of support, to be on it. Because that's the thing. Like, I know you guys like the way I coach and you like the things I have to say. It feels like a shame for you guys to only be hearing from me month after month for years and years. So as Soul Tribe continues to grow and expand, my hope is that board of support also grows and expands. And we can take all these systems and all this structure and all of these processes that we've built, and there can be just more of a true mastermind happening in mastermind. Less direct coaching in a true mastermind. And like I said, hopefully they're kind of just an extension of me, and it's not just me trying to run the entire ship and keep all the plates spinning and coach to the best of my ability. Shout out to BOS for being so helpful. I'm going to talk more about them tomorrow, but I wanted to share that as well. And then Marketplace is another big magic idea of mine that we also beta tested in 2025. Based on feedback, results, and data, we are welcoming back to Marketplace Laurel, Leisha, Anna, Alana, Afton, Karen, and Jessica. And we are welcoming 2 new Marketplace members, Emily Carpenter and Mila Wheeler. I am very open to continuing to expand and evolve Marketplace. And I hope that some of your guys' big magic ideas that maybe for the first time hit paper today can live on Marketplace eventually. So that is kind of SST as a look. I should have put that overall view on the slide again. I didn't do that. But that's a wrap on day 1. What months will the next creative initiatives be? Good question, Leisha. I don't know for sure. Probably Q2 would be my guess. That's what Kimber was like, give me a little bit of time to get through the holidays and stuff. So we will give you plenty of notice when it's coming. Right now, Samantha and Melanie are going to be showing up big time in Marco Polo. And then from there, we will have a plan for Kimber's creative initiative. And that's all we have planned so far because everybody else has already done creative initiatives. So we will continue to brainstorm what we think the next future creative initiatives will be. It's another reason why I really like the pre-call forms, because I can start collecting the data. If you guys are all asking the same question, we can start to build creative initiatives around it. We can start to build podcast episodes around it. I just feel like it gives system and structure to give more value more effectively. With this ecosystem, are you developing an app at some point? Well, that's not on my radar right this moment. I will say Kajabi, though, is getting a full revamp, and that is hopefully, I think, going to be launched January 1st. Anna has been busy. I have been busy getting that to life, bringing that to life. And it is getting just a revamp. I know it's become kind of like Frankenstein. It started, I think I got Kajabi back in like 2020, 2021, and we just keep adding and adding and adding. It's become clunky. It's become ugly. And there's so much in there. So we are giving it a fresh facelift. We're reorganizing. We're putting things in order better rather than one product. All of these different things that I just mentioned are separate products that you're going to have access to. I think it's going to be more user-friendly. If we decide at Vision Casting Workshop next year it's not, I will say here that I will try to make an app happen. Maybe me and Kane will have to talk or something. Annette misses the podcast. Okay, Annette, I actually have 2 episodes recorded that are in editing right now. I am testing an editor. I've always done my own editing. I'm testing an editor right now, and my hope is with BOS being a bigger part of Mastermind, it will potentially give me more time to also record podcast episodes. So that is something I'm navigating. I fully hear you and respect what you're saying, but I'm also not going to take that too deep to my brain because sometimes something's got to give, and I would rather keep giving to you guys that pay for this than the podcast that's totally free. But I would like to go back to prioritizing weekly podcasts in 2026 if I can get all the support around me taken care of. Is there some Vision Casting Workshop tools that we are supposed to have in the portal? I got an email about it yesterday, but when I logged in, I couldn't find anything. Not sure if it was there once this is day is done. No, Leisha, it is the page that you and I built from last year. We're just reusing it. There's nothing new added to it. So the tools are just the vision board books, scissors, board, things like that. Any other questions? Megan said I need to go check out Marketplace again. Well, wait till January 1st because a lot of videos are being re-recorded. They're all in editing right now. Vincent's assistant Angie just told me they should be done by tomorrow. So we should be good to go to click publish on everything in Kajabi on January 1st. God forbid it isn't. Give me like 2 more days and it will be ready. It is almost done. Any other questions about Soul Tribe or about anything that we talked about today? Now we're 13 minutes over, but I can go longer than that. I wanted to be respectful of you guys. Does anybody have any questions here? Grace, you're so pumped. Yay, that makes me happy. Is anyone feeling like, I guess we'll know more of this tomorrow, like an intensive in 2026 is going on your vision board or going to be on your radar? Got over here. Excited to find out who my tribe members are too. Yes, that's coming tomorrow. I'm very excited to share that as well. Okay, nothing on Facebook. What do we have going over here? Possibly, Megan said. The areas of expansion, is that supposed to help us create our goals or things that need to go on our board? Okay, great question, Lauren. Thanks for pulling it away from SST and back into the workbook. I appreciate that, like truly. Okay, areas for expansion. So I would just say this is a good thing for you to sit, treat it like journal prompts. You can fill out the bullet points, but treat it like a journal prompt. How can you better support your physical, mental, and emotional well-being through intentional habits and self-care? Write that down. And then if that, like for me, that would look like regular massages, regular sauna visits, regular doctor's visits, and figuring out my fucking stupid ass wisdom teeth that I can't figure out for the life of me. So then once I have these pages filled out, I'll come back and look at them when I'm cutting pictures out, when I'm printing things off Pinterest, when I'm doing all that. I'll just look and I'll decide what wants to move to the board. Does that make sense? Help us create our goals. Yeah, and I think also we're moving into goals tomorrow in Blueprint and like taking all of this fluff and big ideas and putting it into action. So I would also take it into consideration tomorrow when we're building out our quarterly blueprint, our annual blueprint, and then our 12-week roadmaps. Cool? Bye, Grace. Yes, thank you. It made my ears perk, but I don't know what I'd be working on. Okay, Melissa, yeah, and I mean, that's the point of intensive, is for you to have some sort of intention of here's what I want to start with, here's what I want to end with. I was just going to kind of do a application, but you and I can discovery that a little bit because, like I said, with Jumpstart, I invite people into that through a discovery call. So maybe that's something that I'll offer, whether it's a call or just back and forth on Marco Polo. We learned last year, or this last intensive, it was time management and systems, but people were working on very, very, very different things. And we found with the roadmap that covered all of our bases. So in the past, intensives were just hot seats. It was like retreat hot seats, kind of. The first round of intensive, you got one hour long hot seat. The second round, you got two 30-minute hot seats. And then we did that again another time. And then this last one, we didn't do those intentional hot seats, and rather every single call you got to unpack. And there's something about the roadmap paired with the form just really makes it work really, really well. And people have tons of progress with that. Intensives, yes, we'll always have a Marco Polo group. And I hope that that continues to be really active with intensives because I think that's one of the best parts of it. Jumpstart meets weekly. So I have found that Jumpstart isn't as active on Marco Polo, but I feel like because intensives are existing mastermind members, my hope is that the Marco Polo will be very active. Yes. So you set your intention, you get a roadmap, and then you come to every single call and you fill out the form ahead of time. You follow your roadmap for the 12 weeks. You come to the call, and in the form it says, what did you get done during these last 2 weeks? What have you checked off? What's feeling really good? What's working? What are you stuck on? What do you need support with? What do you need help with? And then we all kind of hot seat with you based on the questions that you fill out in the form. And then, like I said, you follow the roadmap, which I'm going to show you guys examples of roadmaps tomorrow. So you'll know what I'm saying a little bit more once you see it visually. I feel like I'm going to get stuck tomorrow. Road mapping is the hardest thing to do. I get frustrated when it comes to road mapping. Well, I would like to just encourage you, Lauren, to try really hard to not get frustrated. If it doesn't, it's okay. You are up massively this year. You are in cruise mode. You don't need to find big magic. So I would really try to not put a ton of expectations around tomorrow and what it should look like. And even if you just have a brief intention for every single quarter, that's fine. And we will go from there. But Lauren, you're somebody too who has done intensives and saw a lot of progress from it. And so this is kind of going to be built in that same way. It's kind of how we run intensives. So yeah. Okay, we're 18 minutes over on time. I think it's safe to say we can go ahead and wrap up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for the last 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. I am very excited for tomorrow. Thank you again, Mila, for the beautiful breath work. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's as well. I'm going to spend some time filling out all my forms. I would love for you guys to do that as well. Come ready with questions and ready to share what came up from the workbook for you guys tonight. I just want to say, as always, I'm grateful as fuck for every single one of you. I'm so freaking excited for 2026 for you guys and for me, truly, and for this community as a whole. I will see you guys all at 12 o'clock my time tomorrow. So yes, don't fill out the second half. So once you get to the page that says, you got good questions, Megan, thank you. 12-month blueprint, this is where you can stop. If you want to peek forward and be like Lauren, you can, but if you get stuck, you can stop there. You don't have to go forward if you don't want to. Okay, bye guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.